Hello, and welcome to PADNET Presents, a show featuring the creative individuals that come through the doors of our community media center here in Long Beach. My name is Patricia, I'm your relationship coach, and I'm here with my co-hosts Tiffany and James. And we will be introducing to you Relationship Matter videos produced by our very own fellow members here at PADNET. Some relationships can be complicated, no matter the type you may have. And today, we're going to highlight just the tip of the iceberg that PADNET members have explored in their contents. So let's get started. Finding creative ways to spend time with your family is a great way to build long-lasting relationships with one another. Steve Goncharov and his family make it a point of exploring across Long Beach. They are always in search of fun and unique activities to do together in their series, Our Urban Adventures. This clip is from their very first episode, highlights their adventures at Long Beach Museum of Latin American Art. So let's take a look.
In our final segment, we went to MOLA, the Museum of Latin American Art.
At MOLA, every Sunday is free due to a grant from Target. We visited MOLA for their Dia de los Muertos festival to learn more about this fascinating holiday. Dia de los Muertos, or Day of the Dead, is November 1st and 2nd. It's a holiday dedicated to remembering deceased family members and loved ones. It celebrates their lives with food, drink, and parties. The symbols that appear everywhere at this time are skulls and skeletons, shown as sugar sweets, masks, and dolls. The event was on Sunday, so all the festivities and entertainment were free. Their galleries are filled with artwork by Latin American artists. There were so many entertaining performances throughout the day. Starting with this beautiful Spanish dancing. Target had tables set up for sugar skull decorating and other crafts. And seeing the LA Opera perform free was wonderful. This singer performed from The Barber of Seville.
The Day of the Dead recognizes death as a natural part of life.
At this time of year, the dead join the living to share in the celebrations. Getting your face painted as a sugar skull mask is a fun part of this tradition. For a small fee, a professional sugar skull makeup artist could decorate your face.
A community is a group of people with common interests working towards one or many goals. There are numerous and diverse communities all over the world, and the relationships they build with one another can move mountains. One such example was at the 2018 Women March, where Marlene Alvarado captured the history-making events for her episode.
Some of the signs of the people coming by. They're just coming down. Thousands are coming down. The cheer just went up. Women and children. All these great signs. Look at it. Families coming. It's a whole spectrum of humanity. We are not alone. Look. We are not alone. More crowds than came to the inauguration are here. Look at that. Look at these signs. They're incredible. I love them.
My name is Heesun Gerhardt. This is my husband, David Gerhardt. This is the very, very first time. It was just so awful. The things that Trump and his people are standing for, almost everything, I'm against it. Immigration, ACA, Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, as other people know it. It's just so troublesome that I just felt like we had to do this. Actually, this one was being passed around by people who made the sign. We the people are greater than fear. So basically, fear is not going to stop us. When we feel something is right, we're going to march.
And I came along to support her because we both thought it was something that was important to do.
When we first came here, I teared up because there were so many people. We're not alone. There are lots of people supporting.
Hi, I'm Anita. I'm from Santa Barbara, California. It represents, the history of women's rights, and especially in my family. My grandmother was a suffragette, and I like to remember that history. I heard lots of rumors about it being very, very large. I assume it is. I know that even in Australia, I've got friends marching.
So what does the sign mean? Clearly, what does it mean?
People get lost in very angry thoughts, and I want them to think compassionately about others and understanding other people's positions, including the downtrodden and the people that are being mistreated by the system now.
Hey, what's your name?
My name's Ken.
Ken. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, my name is Deborah Lewis.
My name is Emily Rivas.
I'm Audrey.
I'm Douglas.
Maura Rivas.
We're here in support of women's rights. We have the right to our bodies. We have a right to free family health care, and we're against racism. Unite Here is a restaurant worker, hotel workers union that I'm a proud member of.
I'm here to protect Planned Parenthood and women's rights. I want women to have the right to make whatever choice they need to make for their future with their health.
Like I said, my name is Douglas Marmol. I work for Los Angeles International Airport, and I'm also a proud member of Unite Here, Local 11, and also part of the LGBTQ crowd.
Well, I'm here to protect my rights, to protect all my friends' rights, to protect minority rights, to protect the people who can't speak for themselves. I'm here to protect myself, my future kids, and my family. And basically, I'm here to say that love trumps hate.
Great little family. Can I interview you? Can I interview you? Can I interview you? Okay. What? Okay, tell me, Morgan, what are you doing here?
I'm marching for women's rights.
Where did you come from?
What?
Where did you come from?
Los Angeles.
How do you like your center?
Good.
Relationships are not just our connections with one another, but also with our vices. Alcohol and drug abuse are serious issues that many struggle with, and while some are able to sever those relationships, many unfortunately cannot. Let's learn a little more about the topic through Shirley Barker Leonard's PSA titled Into the Storm.
Within the storm.
Addiction is defined as a disease. It is caused by a combination of behavioral, psychological, environmental, and biological factors. Genetic risk factors account for about half of the likelihood that an individual will develop addiction. Addiction is a compulsive, chronic, physical or psychological need for a habit-forming substance, a behavior, or an activity having harmful effects. Alcohol is the most commonly used addictive substance in this country. 1 in every 12 adults suffer from alcoholism. Nearly 1/3 of all traffic-related fatalities in this country are due to driving under the influence. DUIs are the most frequent cause for arrests in this country every year. Lean, also known as purple drink or scissorup, is a potentially fatal concoction of prescription cough syrup, soda, hard candy, and in some cases, alcohol, creating a euphoric effect. In most cases, the cough syrup contains codeine, an addictive opioid, and the antihistamine promethazine. Parents, beware. Common signs of alcoholism and drug addiction are being unable to control your drinking or drug use. Drinking or using after you've promised to quit. Unsuccessfully limiting the amount that you drink or use. Spending less time on activities that used to be important, like hanging out with family and friends or engaging in your personal hobbies. Drinking and using despite the consequences. Putting alcohol or drug use above personal relationships and responsibilities, and going out of your way to hide the amount of drugs or alcohol you are consuming. Alcohol and drug addiction happens in the best of families. Most addicted individuals believe that they can stop using drugs on their own, and most try to stop without treatment. Unfortunately, many attempts result in failure to achieve abstinence.
I need another drink.
And 23 million Americans are addicted to alcohol.
And looking at other types of relationships, we now dive into those we make online. They are as real as the one we make in person and should be treated with the same care and respect. San Adam and his co-host touch on this topic, this episode of Two Step Ahead.
The other word that's coming to mind as I'm listening to you talk is gaslighting. And anytime that we gaslight somebody, oh, you're not really feeling that. Oh, you don't really want to, take your life. I can't be that bad. I know a lot of times when people have depression, there's someone will say, well, just go outside. As if going outside is going to take away a chemical imbalance. Like, it just doesn't work that way. So there are things that a person can do to alleviate depression, but to say to someone that's in that, oh, it can't be as bad as well, what do you have to be so sad about? I mean, you've got a great life. Why are you depressed? Why are you? These things are not helpful, and it diminishes, and then it actually brings shame on that person who's suffering, because it's like, well, why am I suffering? And then if there truly is a chemical imbalance going on and you need medication, that person feels like they're crazy, because it's like, well, why am I not happy? Or why can't I just be normal like everybody else? And so it's hard because to not gaslight someone. It's hard to empathize, because when we empathize with somebody, that means that there's, what is the next step? We might have to do something for them. We're so busy. We're just busy. And we don't, sometimes we just don't take the time to slow down and really, because then we have to listen to their story. We have to attend to their needs. There's a whole package that comes along with slowing down long enough to say, hey, how's it going? And to really want to know how's it going. And that says something about us, that when we're moving so fast, concerned with getting the fast pass, that we just kind of like run over people, and then it's like, oh, because I don't have time to deal with that. I don't have time to, they're depressed, and I can't deal with it.
I don't want to be brought down to, stuff like that.
Exactly.
Misery loves company. So maybe they're just like, woe is me. There was an incident I experienced one time. A guy was, he does have mental illness issues. But he was always negative, like, oh, nothing ever goes my way, nothing this, nothing that, nothing this, woe is me. And then another person just interjected, hey, why don't you try having a different perspective, and maybe instead of always focusing on the negative, maybe try to focus on something positive, like, okay, you didn't get that job, but you got an interview, maybe it'll just kind of help. And he erupted, and they've gotten into a big fight. And the comments, or argument, not fight, but argument, and the comments varied. Some people defended him, some people defended her, but both were actually right if you think about it. She was right because, for the normal person, and I mean normal, that doesn't suffering from mental illness, maybe if you're always negative and you take a look at a positive of something, it might give you a better mental outlook. Okay, things aren't going so bad as I think they are. And that's good advice. But then this other person, not knowing the condition that the guy who said it was in, his perspective, he can't accept that because he can't process that. So both sides were actually right. He's woe is me because that's how he's processing things, and his mental illness brings upon that kind of thought. But then her process of like, hey, maybe if you think about things in a more positive light, it might bring about more positivity. And so there's a case where both people are probably right, but the circumstances just conflict because of the state that both people are in.
Yeah, and I think that, and you said that he made that comment on social media.
No, this was just this was in a class.
Oh, in a class.
In the class. No, this was in a class. And so I saw the exchange, and and so
so we have to be careful about who we say things in front of, right? We want to make sure that we say things in front of safe people, but we also want to be known. I mean, one of the biggest desires of humanity is to be known on an intimate level. An intimate level, that could be sex, or that could be that, I want to be really vulnerable with you and tell you my fears and my mistakes or whatever, and I would hope that you would love me anyway and not judge me and not turn me away. And that is when we are accepted in our broken places, and we don't have to accept the behavior, but if we accept the person in that's when we are known at a deeper level, at an intimate level, is that when we can be fully ourselves, all of our mistakes, all of our flaws, all of our foibles, all of our gray hair, all of our rolls, our fat lines, whatever. When we can be fully accepted by someone and deeply known and loved anyway, that is where, connection really takes place.
That was pretty powerful. Now we'll dive into relationships with the supernatural and those in the spirit world. Some choose to use the tarot cards to help guide them in figuring out their issues with relationships. While the practice can come off as a parlor trick to some, tarot card readings can be powerful sources of information that can mend or end our relationships. Tarot aids in coming in contact with one's higher self. Let Aaliyah Taylor demonstrate with a reading for you Libras out there in the episode of A Message from the Great Divine.
Hey there, you guys, and welcome. My name is Aaliyah Divine Taylor, and this is my YouTube channel. Now, I want to start off by saying Happy Holidays and Merry Christmas, everyone. Today is literally December 25th, 2021, and it's 11:26 a.m., and I'm here to do the journal tarot reading for the sign of Libra. So, as you can see, I already got your cards put out here at Libra, as well as I already have the energy sage. Your overall energy for this tarot reading is the Five of Pentacles. Someone or something is feeling left out in the cold. Like maybe they've been abandoned or something, left high and dry to deal with whatever this is here. Not sure if it's you or someone you're dealing with. But at the bottom of the deck is the Five of Wands in the reverse. So this is like no more conflict, drama, or like competition. Because as you can see, it's like people here are like trying to like fight each other to get that whatever one that is, that little fire, that spark. I feel like someone is trying to compete for whatever the Empress is here in the reverse. The Empress in the reverse is like seen as probably like someone who's very not nurturing, not nice, very, I don't know. They try to make themselves seem like one way, but really the Justice card in the reverse. That's what I'm feeling like. Here, look, you get mixed up. Someone who's probably tried to make themselves come across as very beautiful, like like Mother Teresa, very sweet, kind, is actually the opposite one. Because I can see the Justice card in the upright. It's like, oh well, you're getting balanced. You're getting a very loving person who's like thinking with the head straight. No, you're gonna get just. I don't know what the opposite is here for you, Libra, but definitely I feel like we're dealing with someone who is a bit insecure, maybe a Queen of Pentacles. Someone who's a bit insecure and I feel like they have enough here. Probably could be with the Queen of Pentacles. It doesn't have to be, but this is like Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus energy. But it doesn't have to be one of those signs. But there's some sort of death and rebirth. I feel like that's going on or has been going on, or will be going on. I don't know, because time and tarot is relative, so take it as it resonates. But I feel like there's definitely gonna be some sort of death and rebirth situation, some sort of change if it hasn't already. With someone letting go, Strength card in the reverse of an letting go of something with the Ace of Cups. I feel like someone's healing something. Five of Cups in the reverse. They're no longer in despair over something or in the self-pity, like, woe is me type of energy. King Wands in the reverse. With the Eight of Pentacles. Like someone not very sure, but want to take some sort of, not very confident. Not very confident about something, but I feel like they don't want to wait. Or maybe, like, there's been someone maybe let go of the King of Wands. I don't know. So this could be either someone letting go, I want to say. Maybe someone found the love within. It's like it's no longer in sort of despair over whatever has happened regarding some sort of King of Wands, but it's in the reverse. Sounds like maybe someone's let some King of Wands go.
That concludes today's show. We hope you enjoyed this episode of PADNET Presents. If you're interested in participating in future episodes of PADNET Presents tapings, we invite you to come and join us in our studio. Don't forget to follow us up on our social media platforms. You can also join our weekly newsletter. to receive announcements, upcoming meetings. But on behalf of my co-host and myself, we thank you for watching PADNET Presents. And remember, you make your media.